The Pentagon is working on an action plan for on-ship outbreaks after a sailor aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt ended up in the ICU. As 10 News reporter Rena Nakano explains, what's happening on the aircraft carrier may not be an isolated incident.
She's a magnificent 1,000-foot Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. But on the inside, the San Diego-based USS Theodore Roosevelt is a tight maze.
Sailors, if they're coming towards one another, have to turn sideways to pass one another. That's how narrow just the passageway is.
Former military reporter Bob Lawrence says it's no surprise that the coronavirus took over the ship so quickly. Of the 5,000 people aboard, more than 400 have tested positive. Early Thursday morning, the crew found one of their sailors unresponsive.
We've now had one hospitalized and one in the ICU.
General John Hyten says we shouldn't assume that this outbreak is an isolated event.
It's not a good idea to think that the Teddy Roosevelt is a one-of-a-kind issue.
In his very first address, new Acting Navy Secretary Jim McPherson said that the priorities in fighting the COVID-19 crisis are to, quote, protect our people, maintain war-fighting readiness, and fully support the whole of government, whole of nation response to protect the American people. Many argue protecting our people was exactly what the now fired USS Theodore Roosevelt Captain Brett Crozier was trying to do by notifying Navy leadership of their onboard crisis.
I think in this particular case, Captain Crozier was overly concerned and rightly concerned about the health and well-being of his crew on board.
Others say Captain Crozier broke the chain of command. As the investigation into his actions continues, the Pentagon will construct a set of guidelines on how to deal with future outbreaks.
We have to figure out how to plan for operations in these kind of COVID environments.
Rena Nakano, 10 News.
It's not just here in the United States. Wednesday, the French Defense Ministry ordered one of its aircraft carriers back to port after around 40 sailors showed symptoms of COVID-19.